The endgame of Satisfactory 1.0 is now. Phase 5 of Project Assembly is all that stands in the way of completing a game that I first started playing in early access. If Satisfactory is like a Pokemon game, then the Phase 5 Space Elevator parts are the Elite Four. The starting lineup includes 1,000 Nuclear Pasta, 1,000 Biomechanical Sculptors, 256 AI expansion servers, and 200 ballistic warp drives. This sounds like a lot, but it would have been fine with some pre-planning, preparation, and pre-built automation. But of course I did none of that, which is why we gotta start fresh and break things down part by part. But it's not just about tackling the Elite Four and rebuilding Project Assembly parts, it's about rebuilding my editing skills as well. As a certified hoser, I'm not directly affected by TikTok's uncertain future, but that is not guaranteed to last. But considering that Canada is still within the blast radius of the USA's BS, the future of TikTok and my current editing software, CapCut, is not yet written. So it's time to make the jump to DaVinci Resolve. And to tie this back into Satisfactory, to jump to the first subcomponent of one of the Elite Four Project Assembly parts, Ficsite Trigons. And to accomplish that, we're using converters. So join me on my journey to convert all the basic ore and all my basic editing skills into something more up-to-date in the year of our Lord, 2025. The focus here is just going to be on Ficsite bars. That way I can unlock some more milestones and also prep the stage for Biomechanical Sculptors. And in a map full of satellite factories and never increasing frame rate drops, I need to move somewhere fresh. Somewhere far from the lag and the current political anxiety, and a place where I built some of my earliest factories in early access, the Dune Desert. Yeah, we're free to build a whole new factory, with fresh resources, and nothing else within distance to make my graphics card heat up like a date night with Jogo. First step to a new factory's platforms, miners, and more train stations. Just ignore the presents being airdropped from the sky like festive drop pods. I'm going to be skipping over a lot of the base building because who wants to watch me drop down 1,000 foundations while messing around with railway tracks? All you need to know is that I built 2 loading train stations and 2 unloading train stations on the first level of the new factory. Below all that is the miners and the resource belts. As for my plan is with all this, I don't know, I'm just winging it. Alright, DaVinci Resolve. I got some experience with this, so I'm just going to wing it. Made a couple of early videos with it actually, in fact some of the first on this channel, but I'm still a bit rusty. I had mismatched frame rates, so of course the lag was following me here too. So, you know, lag in my editing software, lag in my video games, it's like Thanos, it's inevitable. I'm just gonna make a quick Satisfactory short, see if I can brute force something together. Alright, what the hell? How can I make changes to the footage here? What am I doing? Why can't I not click on anything? What the hell am I doing? It's timeline tab, right. When making Satisfactory shorts, I usually record voice lines first, then match my footage. Alright, recording my lines is pretty simple. Now to add gameplay footage. Okay, how do I clip and trim again? Is this it? Is it close to CapCut? Okay, yeah, to do this right, I definitely need to watch some tutorials. Okay, to do this right, I just gotta crunch some numbers to see how much SAM ore we need. Once I know how much SAM ore I got to work with, I can kind of work backwards from there to see how much I can convert. According to the map, I got a SAM node way out here, so the question becomes, train line or belt line? Single rail train it is, I guess. This might take a bit of time, so might as well listen to some tutorials while I lay down some tracks. Timeline tracks, okay. Just like CapCut, I got multiple tracks, but unlike CapCut, I can label them and have them a lot more specialized and layer them a lot more. Hell yeah, that's actually pretty useful. So trimming works pretty much the same, but track slicing is done with this blade tool. Cool, alright. But the problem I'm having, and this is not just a DaVinci problem, is trying to quickly scroll through large chunks of footage quickly and quickly clip out the cuts I need. On CapCut, I was pushing raw footage far to the right of the main timeline and scrolling back and forth. I had no idea if there was a faster way to do this, and I'm sure someone watching this right now is pulling their hair out. All I want is a damn trimming window. Am I an idiot? I am a genius. I built a single rail hybrid train station right up the top of the mountain. I even pulled in this nitrogen pipe here that I had sitting around from a while ago. You can see how everything awkwardly intersects with the resources for my turbo fuel plant, but that's a story for another time. Of course the SAM node is surrounded by your typical Twitter user. But with the way cleared, let's set up this train. I'm going to name this setup Here in Loathing in Las Vegas to reflect the desert, and the train's name Gonzo to reflect an exaggerated picture of my current mental state. Using some awkward roundabouts, I can drag this material back to the timeline. I've already screwed up a bunch of times, overwritten audio recordings and such, and overwritten footage. The undo button has been doing a hell of a lot of heavy lifting. Like a Stu Gods, I've been dragging my timeline back and forth, cutting out clips with the blade tool and slowly dragging it across back to the front. Some of you real video editors out there are probably screaming watching me do this. The smart thing to do would obviously take another break, watch a couple more tutorials on how to do this right and stop wasting time. But I also don't want to sideline the very little progress I am making. On a side note, at least it's not lagging anymore. I must have got the settings right this time. Part of the reason why I used CapCut was both ease of use and if I couldn't deal with the lag. My viewers cannot deal with the lag, and I don't blame them, honestly. Shoddy gameplay footage cuts down my viewer retention rates faster than Homelander cutting down people who looked at him funny. Thank God the Satisfactory devs added the alloy recipes. The option to not need refineries anymore for more ingot yield is a godsend. I'm setting up 3 lines of foundries, each cooking out a line of iron ingots to be sent into the converters. So we got the salmon ingots ready to be fed into these converters, and damn do these converters take a lot of energy. Damn does converting to new tools take a lot of energy. CapCut is so easy to use, it should have been illegal. Except for many Americans it is right now. Even though TikTok was brought back, some users are still locked out of CapCut even if they paid for the Pro version. The Pro features are so worth it. I even subscribe to get access to videos longer than 10 minutes, and for those instant speech-to-text captions. Screw me, turns out DaVinci Resolve has that too. The money I spent on this stupid monthly subscription might have just gotten me DaVinci Resolve, except it would have been like one big payment rather than a subscription BS. I wish I could have kicked my ass months ago and actually started to learn this thing. God, I wish I could have started creating content years ago. I might have actually had a bigger audience. Fuck me. If I actually did something with my life during the pandemic, instead I was basically just playing Satisfactory Early Access all day. Satisfactory 1.0 added these Ficsite bars, a key component of endgame parts. Maybe if I didn't take the easy way out and made shoddy, hand-fed factories, I could have had most of the key components automated and ready to go, but nope, I could have beaten this game already. Some people already beat it on the day of launch. I fucked myself, now I have to start right over. But I can start, and I can start it right now. Screw the past, screw the future, I can do this now. I can rebuild the automation steps needed for project assembly. I can learn a new editing software and actually get a new skill. I can push through the lag. I got all the necessary ingots I need to unlock the next milestone. And with that, the real work begins. Time to step up and challenge the second member of the Elite Four. A clash of supercomputers and assembly director systems. Battle between learning new skills and killing bad habits. It's time for the Biomechanical Sculptors. Thank you for watching. See you next time.